Hello! So, I know it can be very difficult to set boundaries in your personal life, but especially in your business life. So, I want to share some tips with you today on how I have been able to stop working so much and not work 24/7 on my business and how you can do the same. So on this channel, I talk about small business stuff, enamel pin stuff specifically, and basically just tips for growing your product-based business as an artist. So welcome, and let's get into it. Okay, the first and I would argue the easiest boundary to set is around customer service. So there are a few things that you can do to kind of keep customer service from invading your life. As a solopreneur, as a single artist running a business, it can be really hard and you can feel like you are obligated to respond as soon as possible. And I know Etsy has put some stuff into effect where they basically give you a good score for replying to people within 24 hours. And here's the thing, if it's on a weekend, I'm not going to. So first thing you can do is set up a time. I would say write it down, create a doc, put this someplace concrete so it's not just living up in your head. It'll feel more official that way if you write it down. But your customer service hours. All right, this is basically your office hours when you'll be working, and specifically when you'll be working on customer service. So I like to check my email in the morning if I have customer service stuff, and then at the end of the day, and nowhere in between. If I get messages after I leave work, I do not answer them until the next morning. If I get messages over the weekend, I do not answer them until the next business day. Okay, and this is just standard practice. All right, we're not Amazon. You know, we're not going to have customer service available, and most businesses will have office hours for their customer service workers because it's a full-time job for a lot of businesses. So please don't feel like you have to be answering customer service questions at all hours of the day. If anyone's going to get mad at you about that, they are not a customer that you want to have. Okay, another way to set boundaries about customer service is letting your customers know where they can reach you. Okay, so if you don't want to do customer service in your DMs on Instagram, don't do it. If someone messages you about something, you can create like canned responses for that on Instagram, or just type out, hey, thanks so much for reaching out. Please send me your order number to this email and we'll get it sorted out next business day, you know, or I'll check on it first thing in the morning, something like that. So that way all of your customer service is getting funneled into one place. You know where to look. It's easier for you to get to. I prefer doing as much as I physically can in my email because it's just so much easier for me to keep track of. And also in the lines of canned responses, you can do this in your email as well. So you can save specific email templates, like if you're getting lots of questions about a certain product, you have questions about pre-orders, or, oh, my thing is missing, you know, you have all of your best practices to deal with that. So you can have canned responses ready to go, send it along, and then if there's an issue, they'll follow up, and then you can take it from there in a more personal way. But canned responses are a really good way to take care of those kind of higher level issues that you see all the time. And another way to take care of that kind of high level stuff is to have an FAQ page on your site. So you can always point people if someone's got a big question about shipping policies or how long it takes you to package stuff or whatever it is. Then you can send them to that page and be like, everything you need to know is right here. Okay, thanks, bye. So another place to set your boundaries is in social media. So I don't want you to be on your phone all the time, says the woman who's on her phone all the time. I want you to feel like you can set it down, all right? There's nothing you're gonna miss. I don't want you to feel like you have to reply back immediately to DMs or anything like that. Is it good for the algorithm? Sure it is. Is it good for your mental health? Absolutely not. I want you to kind of release yourself from the expectation of being online and available all of the time for your customers, for your business, whatever it is. Okay, so if you need to set a timer and physically log out of your app to keep you off of it, awesome. If you can just set it down and know, I'm not gonna do that, that's fine. If you want to set a timer and be like, all right, I'm gonna go on Instagram for 10 minutes just for business, and then move along, do that. So that's a really good way to set your boundaries so you don't feel obligated to be online all of the time on social media. Okay, and number 3 is the kind of culmination of it all, is to set your own working hours. So I want you to pick times when you're gonna be working, when you're going to be shipping stuff. So for example, I work, I want to say like 9 to 3, but that's because I have to be flexible for my son and his school. And so those are my working hours. And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when I ship. So that way I know on Tuesdays and Thursdays I can get concentrated admin work or shoot videos like this. I'll have time for that specifically because that stuff takes up a lot of time. But making sure that I have business hours that I work, that gives me that expectation, so I know when I'm going to stop checking email, okay? I know when I'm going to be shipping, and I know when I'm going to have my off time. And are there times when I'm on Instagram way too late at night? Yes, of course there are, because I'm human. But it's not all the time. And it's the same thing with the weekends. I only work on the weekends if it's absolutely necessary. If I've got some big launch coming up, and even then, a lot of the things that we put pressure on ourselves for are things that we have created, you know, like, oh, I'm going to be behind. Oh, I've got this big deadline that I set for myself that I can absolutely push back if I'm feeling burnt out or it's too much. You know what I mean? Set your working hours so you know when you're going to be working, and then when you know when you're going to be off. So one of the biggest things I loved about having this office is that I could physically leave my laptop here, so I couldn't do that big work at home. And I mean, you can do something the same when you work at your home. I mean, I had a room, or spare room is what I worked in before, but you know, you turn off the computer, you walk out and you say, I'm not going back in there today. Set your working hours, set what feels good for you. If you need to end up working more, that's fine, but it needs to be on your terms and you need to have time off. Like, I want you to prioritize that time off, because that's when the magic happens. That's when you get your ideas. That's when you just get to rest, and you're not going to be able to keep going and going and going without the rest. And I'm hearing myself saying this, and I need to believe it myself. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't always do it. I'm here with you. I understand, but set your working hours is all I'm saying. I don't want you working 24/7. I don't want you up at midnight doing stuff that can wait until the next morning. It'll all get done. I used to work at a bank, and my supervisor was a really, really busy branch, and I would do the drive-through. So basically, like on the weekends and, you know, Friday nights, people get their paychecks. And it would be solid. Like I would be standing the entire time except for like a 30-minute lunch, and then come back and then be constantly moving, and I would just be stressing out and like trying to go faster, and there was always someone else. And my supervisor looked at me and she goes, it takes as long as it takes. Like, you can't make it go faster. This particular task takes this amount of time, and no worrying, no anxiety, no rushing that you do is going to change that. So do what you can and then move on to the next one. You know, and that's always stuck with me. And I think the same thing goes with when you're planning your working hours and setting your boundaries. Like, that task that you want to do is going to take as long as it takes. And it doesn't have to take that time in your personal time. You can do that tomorrow. It's fine. Now I'm just rambling. I don't know if this is helpful at this point, but the moral of the story is to set boundaries around your customer service, around your social media, and around your working hours. So I want you to take breaks. I want you to be able to have a life outside of your business, and I want you to love what you do. So if any of this made sense at this point, let me know in the comments. Give me like a clock emoji. I know there's clock emojis for the amount of time that you're going to get back from setting these boundaries. Okay, let me know how you feel about it. If you want to talk about it more in the comments, let me know. and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.